Hey guys, welcome back to Toxins Essentials. We're so glad to be with you again today. And today we want to talk about obviously raising healthy families, but we want to talk about specifically inside the home toxins, right? So we're going to do a little bit of a brief kind of overall survey of what over the years we have learned to kind of avoid and what are the, I guess, fixes for that or replacements for things that we know are bad. Amy, you want to start?
So I'll just go ahead and start with a few things. Most people are completely unaware that sunscreen is very toxic. There's so many ingredients in sunscreen. That list goes like this. Anytime I told a little girl yesterday, sweet young lady, I said, if you see a list of food, and the list is this long, but if you see a list on your sunscreen that's this long, you might want to find something a little healthier. There are some great non-toxic sunscreen. I'll make a list and link it to this later. Also, another thing is your skincare. You want to use a non-toxic skincare. There are so many bad ingredients in skincare. There's a lot of great non-toxic skincare out there. There's a huge long list of those. There used to really wasn't that many, but there is a long list. And I can give you some of my favorite. And on my list, I'll be linking below. And another great thing to really, really cautious on in your house. What are you breathing? So like, using air purifiers like the Air Doctor, that's a great one. Just getting that clean air in your home. But even if you're doing that, you have chemicals you're spraying and wiping down our counters and cleaning with. I really urge you, make your own homemade cleaners. And I get deep cleaning with chemicals like every now and then. Moderation is always the key, but using non-toxic chemicals, like non-toxic cleaners, not chemicals, but non-toxic cleaners. Grove.com is my favorite website to order my cleaning products from. I love Grove.com, as well as doTERRA. I use doTERRA a lot of the cleaning products that we have with doTERRA, just essential oils, and those are all completely non-toxic. That would be a great option. And also another great thing that we do not even think of is our water. Now, you said what? You just said water. Everybody knows drink bottled water. Well, yeah, it's 2025. Most everybody drinks bottled water because that's healthier. Nobody's going to drink out of the water hose which, you know, at my house, you can drink out of my water hose because we have a filtration system on the house.
On the entire house.
On the entire house.
Every shower head, every faucet, the dishwasher, the washing machine, everything. You can get a glass of water from anywhere you'd like. I wouldn't recommend the toilet.
Yeah.
But other than that, all the water is completely clean, and I highly recommend that. And what we found was that it was cost effective if you actually looked at buying water by the bottled water or by a 5-gallon jug or whatever. It's almost, now if you're thinking if you use it for everything, right? So if you cooked with it, you drank it, if you drink tea with it, whatever you're doing with your water, forget washing yourself or your clothes, but what it costs to have the entire house, and doesn't matter how many gallons we use, that price point monthly is pretty much equal to buying that much water that you drink or cook with, etc. A walk-in store. So when we did all that kind of research, it's like, well, gosh, why would we have the whole house on a system? Then even your laundry
and
detergent.
there's some great systems out there, and every community has a great watering system, like water company. We use one in our local town called Culligan Water, and that system is fantastic, and they do a great job. That's what we've had for 5 years, probably.
Longer.
Yeah. But I didn't realize what a difference it makes though, and with the shower until like you travel and you wash your hair and you're away in a hotel, your hair is just so much different. And you know, that's just part of it. But my kids, this really affected me when my kids came home and were like, when I get a bath, my hair's falling out and my skin feels different. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And they start asking me, he wants to get a
filter on his shower.
Yeah, on his shower in Auburn. I'm like, okay, we're gonna have to get him a filter on his shower at Auburn. But there's some great, if you just want to put one on your shower, they have options out there as well. Because he's only there for a minute, so I'm not going to invest into the water filtration system of the entire apartment complex. That wouldn't be cost effective.
Yeah, I don't even know how that would work for just an apartment. But
But the cleaning products are so important because whatever chemicals you're putting on your house inside of it, the things you're wiping down and cleaning and everything like that, those things are the things you're breathing in. So another thing too is just whenever you use your essential oils, you want to make sure that you wipe and clean out your diffusers. I forget that often too. You just need to kind of wipe out and kind of get that residue out of it, just kind of clean those. Hopefully you're using those pretty frequently with your air purifiers. You're keeping that air clean and changing your air filters. That helps.
More than you think you should.
Yes, change more than you think you should.
If you're like me, I always forget. I'm like, didn't I just do that? And I go look at the filter. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
I don't think I just did that. And it's more times gone by than I realize. I should. Matter of fact, I will.
Right.
Start setting a calendar alarm.
Yeah,
So that way I
that's a great
remember
thing.
when we have horses. And a horse farrier was here not too long ago. And I was thinking, working on our horse's feet. And I thought, gosh, it seems like he was just here. I look back in our text message conversation. It's like, good grief. It hasn't been 4, 5, 6 weeks. It's been a little over 8 weeks. So the point is, time gets away and you forget. So setting an alarm for changing your air filters is very, very important. I am going to start doing that. Love to tell you I have already doing it, but not.
But all these toxins, they literally put a lot of stress on your nervous system.
Absolutely.
Can you explain that to us?
Who in the world wants to breathe mold in the first place? There's a whole deep dive that we can do in the future. And if you'd like to hear about that, please mention that in the comments.
Yeah.
On mold itself. You can have some terrible, terrible health conditions and symptoms from mold that you don't even realize. And a lot of folks have mold in their home and they're completely unaware.
Yeah.
And not just air filter system. There are things you can get, and they're not really that expensive, guys. You can get, it looks kind of like a petri dish in a way.
Yeah, and you can order
and you
them.
Get that off Amazon.
And I can link you the name of that. If you want to do a mold test in your house and check for toxicities, you can just order them on Amazon, or you can order them. I can send you a link. Our friend has them linked on his website. You
can post it in the comments.
Yeah, or and I can link that in for you. They're super cheap, like $20, $30 maybe
for a whole pack of them.
For a whole pack of them, and you can just test all of it in your, in all your rooms and stuff like that. Because you're like really surprised when you get them back. You're like, oh, I have a new construction. Not me, but other people. You might have a new construction and you still might have mold in your home because the way that it was built.
Mold is sneaky. It's one of those things you don't know you have unless you test to realize it. And then if you do a little research, in which we're going to help you with that, guys, in a future video, is to the symptoms and conditions that can be tied to nothing more than mold in your home that you're breathing in. And it could also not be in your home. It could be wherever you spend a lot of time elsewhere, which could be work, right? So if you're always at the same, sitting at the same place at work, it could be something to do with your work. Whatever that location is that mold is accumulating, it can really, really affect your body in a multitude of ways. I mean, the symptoms are almost flu-like and sometimes much, much worse. And we're going to do a little bit deeper dive into that in the future. But I wanted to come back to, I didn't want to cut you off a while ago, but you was talking about sunscreen.
Right.
Nobody seems to like my idea, but this is what I do, what I've been doing for a long, long time. I don't like sunscreen. I'm a anti-sunscreen fanatic. To me, they're all toxic, even the cleanest of the clean. It does not make any sense to put some barrier on my skin, arguably the largest organ in your body, absorbs everything.
Well, you need sun. Sun is good for you.
Correct.
Like you need sun, but not sunburn.
Set a timer on your watch or your phone. I don't care if you're going to get on the lawnmower and cut grass, if you're going to the beach, if you're going to the lake, whatever it is you're doing. And when that goes off for that prescribed time in your mind, I want 30 minutes without my shirt or in bathing suit attire. I want an hour. I want an hour and a half, whatever you decide. But when that timer goes off, put a long sleeve shirt on.
Moderation.
Preferably a long sleeve shirt with a hood to cover up your neck and your ears and the sides of your face. That shirt is way better than any sunscreen you could ever put on your body, and it happens to be completely toxic free. So that's what I do. I will look like someone who's probably dressed for winter because of I'm covered up, but they make things, fishing shirts specifically, you can get them multiple places and not that expensive anymore. They're 50 proof. They're very, very sun deterrent.
But if you're a girl mom and you have girls that want to be in their little swimsuits and they don't want to be covered all up like that.
Just cover up after your allotted time.
Right, but they can use some I'm going to give you some healthier options because there are some healthy options out there.
There's healthier options, sunscreen, but I just like put my shirt on and I don't have to worry about the coverage. Did I miss a spot? Right. Do I need to reapply? If you're in and out of the water, you still have your shirt on, So that's just where I like to go with it.
Well, I got some options that are from doTERRA or from Trader Joe's or, even your local grocery store. So I'll be putting that in the link below.
Yes, absolutely. And if we miss anything, guys, if we don't post something that's like a good avenue for you to find, say we mentioned something and you're like, well, I don't know where to get what they were talking about. Mention that to us in the comments and we'll address it. We'll find you a link to get to it.
And one very important thing that we are leaving out is your skin is the largest organ of your body. So what you're putting on it from that lotion and makeup and skincare and all those things is absorbed directly into your skin. So you may be eating healthy, exercising, doing all the things, but you're constantly pouring toxins on it. So think about that. That's just food for thought.
That's why I like putting on a shirt.
Yeah. Okay. Let him put on his shirt. I like to get me some sun. So
yeah, I like sun too, but
I'm not a big sunscreen person. I got me some, I darken up pretty good, but those little boys, when they were little, I had to use sunscreen on them.
And guess what? They wore swimming shirts too.
And now they still wear swimming shirts because they're trying to be like you.
You think so?
Yeah.
That's just easier.
Anyway, and so another great thing is we want to make sure we're using non-toxic washing powder. There's some great non-toxic washing powders out there. I personally get my organic washing powder from Sam's Club, Costco. They all have great ones. You can get them there. The last time I went in, they actually were out of it at our Sam's Club, but you could get it online. But they have one it's an organic one you can pick up. Because I say use organic washing powder, and I realize it can get expensive if you're picking it up at Publix or at your grocery store, but there, like I said, there are places you can get it, Sam's Club, Costco, find you a wholesale place to pick it up. Or you could make your own, and there's some great recipes out there for making homemade washing powder. And I'm not a crunchy mom, I want to be a crunchy mom, but I don't go out and make my own washing powder.
I think we should make a future video.
I need to get one of my crunchy mom friends. So if you're a crunchy mom and you want to come on and show me how to do it, please, by all means, let me know. Because I've had the recipe, but I have not chanced it with mixing it up. But I know you can save lots of money and you can make it healthy yourself. And just they do it in those buckets full of it. Because the recipe calls for so much.
Right.
All right, where's my crunchy moms? Anyway, all right. And another thing too with the washing powder is, why in the world do I care what kind of washing powder? Just a minute, Sim. Why do I care what kind of washing powder that I use? Well, think about putting your kid's face onto that pillowcase with all the toxins, and they're sleeping there for 10 hours. And then you're wondering, why do they have sensitive skin, or why do they struggle with acne or eczema, or all those washing powders laying on the bed, or their clothes that are on them, they washed in the washing machine with that, that Tide or whatever. They smell great, but they're so not good for your skin. So at the minimum, using clear washing powder. If you're not going to use an organic one, the organic one I have that I love has lavender in it. So that's kind of calming for the skin. But it is completely okay to get a clear one if that's where you're at and you don't want organic. At least get the clear. And then you could add in your essential oils. I'll do that on occasions. I'll add in the essential oils to the washing machine, and that way I can get a little good fragrance. Or I'll use these little dryer balls, and you put the oil on the little dryer balls. They're made of
yes.
What is that? It's some kind of a wool. They're wool balls, I think. Yeah,
yes,
I think they're wool.
I think so.
And you put the stuff on it, and then you put it in the dryer, and it just freshens everything up. And so that's a good alternative to all the unhealthy dryer sheets. All right, guys, so we're signing off here right now, and we just wanted to hope everybody has a fantastic day. It's been great just sitting here and chatting with y'all, and I hope you have a blessed day. See you next time on Thompson Essentials.